Greetings once again, ye wandering samurai out there. Duuz-Diz-Din back again, that I am, with more Rurouni Kenshin, the 2023 version. Now previously, Yahiko Myojin was in deep debt to a band of thugs, with the world no longer being in a time where the sword rules all and money talks loudest. Yahiko is told to throw away his honor and simply be a bodyguard. But he refuses, and is ultimately saved by Kenshin. With Yahiko cursing his weakness, Kenshin tells Yahiko to train under Kaoru and learn the ways of the Kamiya Kashin style. And while at first Yahiko is very intent on not learning from Kaoru, preferring to learn from Kenshin, a couple of Kaoru's old students come racing to her, having gotten themselves in trouble by trying to start a fight they couldn't finish. While Yahiko berates them and tells Kaoru to leave them to their fate, Kaoru decides to take responsibility for the stupidity of her student, something that resonates with Yahiko. But before anything could escalate too far, enter Kenshin, ending the ordeal with a display of incredibly lightning-fast swordsmanship. And so Yahiko decides to train under Kaoru, having softened to Kaoru and her kindness as well as her honor. But there's a dangerous man still wandering the streets of Tokyo, and since Kenshin is all about protecting those closest to him, it's only a matter of time before he runs into this very tall man. What'll happen next? Join me as I find out, won't you? Alright. Jeez, seeing this takes me back. Actually using his sword to cut wood. Stop that. Oro? Don't be chopping wood right next to someone doing practice swings. It throws me off my rhythm. You say that, but if you're gonna do that, at least use an axe. And what's with this perfect cut? Don't use a master skill on helping out with household chores. You didn't even teach me any of it. Stop arguing. What? There's no more need to fight. We can live in peace from now on. What's the matter, that is? Has her ugliness got up to her brain too? Jeez. I meant the worries about life expenses that were my present concern are gone now. Okay, this moment feels familiar. She found something and didn't turn out it wasn't what she thought it was. I was cleaning out the closet when I found this. Something my grandpa drew. A scribble? An ink painting. My grandpa was a swordsman, and at the same time a pretty popular ink artist. Then this will get us money. Thank you so much, Grandpa. I'm a calculating woman. Uh-oh. What is it? Yeah, you should have saw that coming. So we can get to a beef hot pot restaurant with a fancy lunch. You act so high and mighty when others are acting humble, you ugly hag. Whenever you say anything, is ugly this, ugly hag that. Is that the only thing you can think? What was that? Good grief, that is. Yari yari dasa. It's just Kenshin. Like, it's just so Kenshin. Oh, man. The dynamic just immediately brings me back. Despite the differing art style, despite the differing voices, it's just the same. We're just missing a few people. Episode 4, The Fighter for Hire, Sanosuke Sagara. The Meiji Enlightenment had a tremendous impact on food culture as well. All sorts of new dishes came to life in this era. Beef hot pot and sake akibeko restaurant, of which the beef hot pot, which we call sukiyaki in modern day, became immensely popular as a representative of Western cuisine that common folk could eat. Oh, there he is. No good. A world of free democracy will never come like that. Oh yeah, it was the drunks that introduced Sanosuke. Okay, yeah, I remember this. Or free democracy will never come like that. But that means this is the same as sending Mr. Ikidaki to death. That's right. Oko, the Lord of Home Affairs, didn't show any mercy, even to the great Saigo. Enough of Oko. If he can die and join the stars like the great Saigo, Mr. Iki can too. Nonsense. What merit is there to romanticism of this nature? Oko, well, kinda. Yeah, Tay, I'm so used to hearing her in English, though, with that Western accent. Oh, man. Oh, God, I'm just having so many flashbacks to Nami in the early 2000s, man. Original Kenshin was a 90s anime, but and came out in America in the early 2000s when they were starting to allow stuff with, I guess you could say, a violent nature to be seen a little bit more. But Kenshin wasn't overly violent, so you were able to actually see it on Toonami. Especially since the whole thing was Kenshin uses a reverse blade sword. So it's more about impacts rather than slashes. Not to say that Kenshin didn't get pretty bloody at times. Been a while, Miss Tay. Or Tai. I'm glad you're doing well. Is this young man your boyfriend? He's not. He's just a guest of the dojo. Oh, uh-oh. If Mr. Igaki dies, then freedom dies with him. What are you talking about? Even if Mr. Igaki dies, freedom will not. Moreover, the way he dies will enlighten the people. I guess they are activists for the democracy rights movement that they are. They're saying that there's romanticism. They're saying stuff that I don't quite understand. Those are just drunks. Oh, don't worry about them. Shall I prepare enough for 3 of her now? 3 coffees, please. You're in good spirits, Miss Kara, that you... Oh, Kenshin? Ooh, Kenshin. You can try saying that to me again. Yeah, he saw it coming, but he decided not to bother dodging. You threw a ball at someone. What are you arguing about over there? Hold that aside and apologize first, damn it. You're a century too young to speak to us, democracy rights movement activists. It's such a weird thing to just say. Like that means anything. They want to make it seem like they're so important by throwing that name around and pretending what they're talking about actually has any real significance when it's just talk. It doesn't matter that if I'm a kid. You gotta apologize, damn drunks. There. Here you call them drunks. Here's the democratic right. Shut up. Everyone becomes a drunk once they booze it up. What? Sir, please don't make a fuss. Shut up. Whoa! Oh! Whoa! Oh, ooh, democratic rights are for the sake of the weak, ain't they? Man, that background track is going hard! Activists clamoring for that shouldn't be doing stuff like this. Or is it that the democratic rights you speak of are to get drunk and thrash about? What was that, punk? Are you picking a fight with us? Alright, I should pick one every so often. People usually pick fights with me, but I really hate seeing someone be a bully, or being a bully myself, especially hypocrites bullying people while mouthing off about freedom, justice, and equality. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of topical, all things considered. Then again, history does have a tendency to repeat itself, and politics tend to be corrupt in some way, shape, or form, no matter where you go. There are those who will talk a big game, but also kind of try to use that to make them more important than they actually are. You piss me off to no end. Outside with us, take this outside. This is getting really weird. Would it be better to stop them, that is? Well, I mean, first of all, did you get your food? Because you could be snacking and watching at the same time. Then again, I don't know if that kind of stuff would be big in this day and age. Kenshin's like, it's not every day I get to be on this side of things. They're saying they want to do it, so leave them. First, let's see what you can do. Oh, land a good blow. You brat, take this. Oh, it's a concealed weapon. Hey, that's not fair. He's hiding a Sentetsu. Huh. Quit your barking. Sentetsu is a hidden weapon to begin with. What they're saying is correct, that it is. However, it's not effective at all. Yeah, that's all you can do, even with a Sentetsu? What? Hey, that right hand of yours, yeah. Punk, what the hell did you do? I didn't really do anything. I stood here. Are you okay? Like, dude, I have something fucking jammed into my hand. What do you mean, okay? Oh, this ain't much. This disheartens me. I can't serve as the democratic rights movement activist. God. Oh, that's an admirable spirit. If I give it everything I got, I will end up bullying you all. I'll take you on with one finger. Don't mock me. Take this. Nope. Yep. It was a lot more dramatic in the original anime, though, but yeah. I sure picked a boring fight. One flick to the forehead. Damn it. I would have let things slide if it was just a drunken fight. But if you're going to draw something like that, I won't hold back either. Like, think carefully about what you do next. Democratic rights are perfectly fine. But in your case, before you correct the government, you need to correct yourselves, that you do. Pay your bill and go on home. Thank you very much. You helped me out there. Oh, that was a fight I chose to fight. There's nothing to be thanked over. Hey, swordsman, is your head doing alright? Well, it wasn't much of anything that it wasn't. Figures. If you intentionally didn't dodge it and got badly hurt, you'd embarrass yourself. If you had dodged it back there, that girl's face would be covered in blood by now. Yeah, I always remember that, because I'm just like, oh, that's why he didn't dodge. I always remember that moment, because it's like, dude. And it also shows how perceptive Sanosuke is, so you chose not to dodge it and use your own head as a shield. You're overestimating that you are. You're being so humble. That suits my fancy. Won't you accept my challenge? I will decline that, I do. I see. Well, if you ever feel like it, you can accept it whenever. I'll be over at the Gorotsuki Nagaya on the outskirts of town. See ya. He's got that bat on his back. What was with him? Is he a good guy or a bad guy? That bad must mean bad taste. I remember that too, but I didn't think it was also what he said in Japanese. Because I remember Yahiko saying that. This is like, the bad must stand for bad taste. Just like, oof, harsh. But wait for the punchline. A strange man. By the way, do you know something, Miss Tay? He didn't pay his bill. Oh, man. Yep. Just walked off without paying his bill. Like, did he forget? No. No, he didn't. He saw an opportunity to cut it run. So you want me to defeat that guy? I'm sure you will be able to get rid of him. Don't talk like I'm a hitman. It's alright with me as long as I can enjoy my fight. Yeah, I remember this. In the original anime, because they merged the two brothers, it was just a big guy, Gohi. But here you have Gohi and Keihi. And I'm surprised you guys were able to escape from jail. That shows how much hatred I have. If he wasn't around, everything would have gone well. A pathetic resentment you've got there. So is this Kenshin guy strong? I had really boring fights yesterday and today, so I'm getting fed up with things. Strong. So much that he defeated me with one blow. You putz, defeating you ain't proof of strength, even if you do it tens of thousands of times. Now, if you can lend us an ear, this man named Kenshin is actually... Oh, here's the incentive. Come on, is that for real? How about the Mr. Zanza? I forget what Zanza means. If you know, let me know in the comments. What does Zanza mean? I'm sure that he will surely prove sufficient as your opponent. Yeah. Ooh, there it is. For the first time in several years, he's someone worthy of using my partner, the legendary manslayer Himura Batosai. Zanza, fighter for hire. I've been looking for tough guys like that. Rurouni Kenshin, the legendary manslayer Himura Batosai. Oh god, Zanza, fighter for hire. I've been looking for tough guys like that. Why are you dressed like that? Or so he said and trudged out 2 weeks ago. Where in the hell did that bird head go? He can't possibly have chickened out and ran away. It's alright with me as long as I can enjoy my fights, he said. I do not remember him dressing like this in the manga. But then again, the manga had a tendency to do some really out-of-pocket stuff. It's alright with me as long as I can enjoy my fights, he said. Give me a break. Ooh! You're the one that's gonna give me a break. If you're doing weird impersonations, I'll hang you upside down. Oh, Mrs. Zanza, where have you been? Fights. I've been fighting. Another fight? No way, Putz. The fight doesn't start when punches are kicked. No, you lot wouldn't understand even if I told you. Zanza, fighter for hire. I got up fights for you, known throughout the underground societies of Eastern Tokyo. You fight money is decided by how much fun he has. An irresponsible, ultra-cheeky lone wolf. However, he is strong. Those that fight him are said to have nightmares about the bat on his back for months on end. Yes, if I make good use of Zanza, I can surely do that aggravating guy in. Yeah, all the conniving went to that guy instead of his brother. Although I will admit, Gohi being the more conniving one was a lot more fun in the original anime. Just to have this big guy constantly being so scheming and conniving. That Himura Batosai. Well, we have a guess that we do. Well, hold on, Kenshin. What's going on? I felt a presence that I did, not even trying to hide it. A simply straightforward battle aura. I'm here to fight. That guy from the other day. So it was you. I thought I declined on fighting you that I did. But I can't let that slide. This is a fight I'm picking as a fighter for hire. All the more reason. If I'm going against the Imperialist Himura Batosai. Imperialist from Truso. Himura Batosai. Your sword style is the ancient sword art. Hiten Mitsurugi Ryu. You worked for 5 years. From age 14 to 19. You spent the first half as a literal manslayer, a merciless assassin squirming in the shadows. In the second half, you were a commando swordsman, protecting comrades from the shogunate swordsmen. You're famous to this day because of the second job. However, you went missing after the victory at Tobofushimi, and now you live your days as a Rurouni Kenshin Himura. Thank you for telling me my life story. A real fight begins by learning more about your opponent, and you decide how to fight after you gain that knowledge. I went all the way to Kyoto to do some research. Yeah, Sanosuke isn't normally like this, I have to admit, where he's just like, I looked up and researched and, reviewed everything I could find out about you. It's just like, man, where does this Sanosuke go? I'm not saying Sanosuke's dumb, it's just that he doesn't tend to go to these kinds of lengths after this. At least that I remember. So have you decided how to fight that you have? That's just it. That's my problem. I only figured out your general history. What kind of sword style is Hiten Mitsurugi? And why did a merciless manslayer turn into a Rurouni that refuses to kill? I couldn't figure out any of the key details. And since I couldn't figure it out, I came here like this to fight you fair and square. Hey bro, do you think that Zanza can really win? No, he's facing the Batosai. Of course it would be possible. Then fret not, Zanza will lose. But he is a famous fighter for hire. Even if it costs him his life, he will wound Batosai and force a difficult battle. When that battle ends and Batosai is caught off guard, I will put an end to him. Yep, with this that I bought over in Yokohama. Power of God! It's not a bad plan. I don't get it either, huh? You hate watching or being part of bullying. Then why are you a fighter for hire? That is quite an irrational career path. Why do you so openly carry the words bad on your back? You have a very straightforward personality, but your current self is terribly warped. But what got you so badly warped into how you are now, that is? What did... Oh, there it is. Forget it. You really want to know, you gotta fight me and win. Well, let me see this. I think every imperialist is a hypocrite that I hate. Oh, so much. In the name of justice, they do whatever they want. They warp the truth to look down on and crush anyone that gets in their way. Typical politics. Equality for the 4 classes, there's such a huge lie that it makes me laugh. So the legendary manslayer, said to be the most powerful among the imperialists. I want to beat him up from the bottom of my heart. Ooh, intense. Jeez. Alright, I'll take you on. Kenshin. Alright, answer me on question first. The Himura brothers are your clients for this fight, are they not? Excellent guess. How do you figure it out? Of course I can tell. There are only so many people in this town that know of my background. Besides, their grimy, menacing auras are wafting over from behind that gate. You don't need to hide, come on. You are a top-class swordsman after all. Hey, you can give up and come out now. They're telling you to show yourselves. Like, yeah, it's us. I love their faces like, I wasn't expecting that. There you go, that's how you should be. Now hand it over. Huh? Don't harm me. Oh, just as I thought. I can totally see through what worthless thugs like you would think about. Listen, you may have picked this fight for me, but since I accepted it, this is my fight. Simple little interruptions. Oof, that will never fly under my watch. Jeez, with his bare hands. I know it's not like made like today's firearms, but even back then, that is still friggin' metal, man. Like you're broken apart like it was made of styrofoam. Yeah, this property and building will definitely be mine, little girl. Aw, she still cares about him. I feel bad for Kaoru. The dojo is a bit cramped for my partner. Let's head out to the riverbank or something. Jeez. What a group to see walking down the street. A gigantic man, a man carrying a gigantic weapon, a kid with a training sword, and then some dude with an actual sword are standing out. Yahiko, huh? Were you as surprised as I expected you to be, that is? Oh yeah, but it hasn't really sunk in yet. You're not scary at all. More like I have a strange understanding that it's only natural for you to be devilishly strong. It's like, yeah, it's like, it's that sudden moment of like, oh, that explains a lot about why you're able to do what you can do. Anyway, are you okay with this? Oro? Don't Oro me! Look at that thing he's got. The length surely is that of a spear. Heard that in order to go against a spear with a sword, you need about triple the skill of your opponent. It's not a spear, kiddo. This is something better than that. It is. It really is. It's the moment we start getting into, like, some real anime shenanigans. Come to think of it, we haven't introduced ourselves yet, have we? Oof, there it is. My name is Sanosuke Sagara. The underground society calls me Zanza. Zanbato-wielding Sanosuke. Zanza for short. Oh, is that what it's for? Huh. I still don't understand how it turns to Zanza. Zanbato-wielding Sanosuke. How does that translate to Zanza? Zanbato. A giant sword created before the Sengoku era. It's a Zanpakuto! Though I'm pretty sure actual Zanbato look nothing like that. They're just like really long katanas to slay an enemy leader, horse and all. It is said that not one man ever fully mastered using it due to its weight. That's the rumored Zanza's partner. It's an antique from around the Orin War. His ability to cut is almost zero, but I can still crush something with it. Rurouni Kenshin Himura. I'll fight you with this blade. Though knowing you, I don't have to say that. I'm sure you already did your research. Yes, so I have one word of advice. Do away with that sappy thought of not killing. If you don't, you'll die. Ooh, here we go. They were really building this up. Oof, his scabbard. Oh, ooh, ooh. Damn! Damn! Launched him! That's right. Even if his Zanbato is amazing, it doesn't mean anything if he can't hit with it. An overwhelming victory for Kenshin. Kenshin knows it's not over yet. You definitely are strong. No wonder you're a legend. But this isn't good. We must judge him. His true strength isn't his superior might that defeats a giant man with one finger, or the smashing of his Zanbato that stems from his power. It's his ability to take abnormal hits, like not flinching at all from a Suntetsu hitting the middle of his forehead. Oh yeah, that's honestly Sanosuke's real superpower. He's a damage sponge. He's a tank. He's the tank. Kenshin's Hiken Mitsurugi has defeated every enemy with one blow. Yeah, what happens when you can't take down a character in one punch? Then you use multiple. That one blow doesn't work against this guy. A fight is different from a sword fight that uses real blades. The one that is stronger with the sword doesn't win. The guy that doesn't fall down wins. You should say that. Only when you are the last man standing that you should. Kenshin has the most polite way of saying, fuck around and find out. Oh, that face. Ugh, Kenshin. Honestly, these episodes, like, they don't supplant the original anime in my mind. But it still captures the vibe. The same characters, the same personalities, the same jokes. It still feels like the same series. That's the thing that really helps to shine. Because while the original anime did deviate, it was still had moments that were still faithful up to a certain point before it split off. And man, there were so many moments here that I'm just like, I remember this, I remember that, I remember this, I remember that. And I gotta say, the one thing that I still actually really prefer in the original anime is just the streamlining of making Gohi the main schemer in all of this. He just has a more interesting character design, that's literally it. Because I've never really cared for the character design of his brother. Mostly because the character was made to be unassuming. You wouldn't think he's anything of anything. But unfortunately, that still carries over to him being evil now. He just has such a deliciously evil look to him. And the joke the original anime had, which was very mean-spirited, whereas it doesn't happen here, but in the original anime, they kept having it where Gohi kept getting these injuries that made it harder and harder for him to actually wield a sword. That's why I don't always mind anime adaptation. My biggest problem is when you change too much of what's going on. But then again, even changing too much can sometimes be a blessing. Because of filler content, that can sometimes give you more time to be more endeared to certain characters. But man, Sanosuke, takes me back. Because the time this was airing on Toonami, I was right around the target demographic for a shonen series. And Kenshin seems so cool to me, but then you have Sanosuke coming in with the headband and the tough attitude and then that giant freaking metal chunk of sword, freaking steel on a pole, coming in thinking he's guts. It was cool. Sanosuke was always vying for the top spot of my favorite Rurouni Kenshin character. Even when he didn't always get that much attention. I don't know, he was always just cool. I'm trying to remember though if the original anime was the thing that kind of made him dumber as time went on. That's kind of what it felt like. Or maybe that was just the dub that caused that feeling. Regardless, this was a great time. But hey, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the introduction of Sanosuke Sagara? Does he come off like the badass that he is? Or not so much? Let me hear from you. Also remember to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din. Thanks for watching and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.